Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm the Mysterious JG. Oh, you know what I forgot. You know what I did. I forgot I was going to take a minute to go just hit a restaurant with our gang here before we go into the final Millennium Tower, but never mind. We will we will do something right now. Um, Let me think here. What do I need to say? 500 yen. Yeah, apparently I gain more money from battle. I don't really care about that anymore. Um, Not a bad item at all, and there's a reason it's placed close to the Millennium Tower. The last two videos I've been suffering under the mistaken impression. Bantam, bantam. I've been under the mistaken impression that we were in the game's ultimate challenge dungeon. Radius challenge dungeon. The ultimate like post-story dungeon. In fact, I was wrong. So I was talking about, oh, from what I read, and I was kind of stuck sometimes in hospital waiting rooms, killing time between appointments. Me, the woman whose shoulders are exposed, the homeless guy, and the riot police officer are all hungry. So it is a bit. Yeah, you're always wondering why you can't do this during the main game, but once you're in the game, it's like, okay, it does seem a little strange. It really does make more sense, perhaps, that this was in Kasuga's head, that all these people are, Although, again, it's only Nanba and Kasuga himself who look different at the moment. But I was under the mistaken impression that I was in the final dungeon, and I had been doing this reading in waiting rooms at the hospital between appointments. About how, oh, you need to have at least one class at 99, and preferably probably want to have two classes at 99 for the stat boost you're going to need, because every single battle is going to be super challenging. And I was like, man, I really was underwhelmed by that. We got into a little bit of challenge with the final boss, but not that much. And I was all worried about stuff like, oh, these guides I read said, if you're going to use Psycho at all, or even if Psycho or Area, you really need to make them a idol. Because the final Millennium Tower is going to be the only place where you really are going to be in trouble and need of healing. The main story, you don't need a designated heal bot. But in that dungeon you do, and you need to make sure you've got somebody who's at like the maximum level of the healer, and they're going to use their full party heal on every turn, and that's like that is a common thing for ultimate final dungeons in video games. It's like, okay, you really have to be healing the whole party every turn, and set your strategy around surviving an entire turn and speed up your healer so they go early and blah blah, and none of that seemed to be necessary. It was like, oh, this is way overblown. It was because there's two post-story dungeons, but there's not really two post-story dungeons, and I'm starting to turn on this game a little bit, if I'm being honest. And I think the problems are that they really didn't. The people who made this game are people who had a lot of great game design ideas, but not really RPG ideas. I don't think they quite get some of the things that make a good RPG work, because this game has consistently had short, unengaging dungeons, to the extent it has dungeons set in the modern day. But like, you go into an office building, and there's very few of the plot dungeons you have to go through are really interesting or feel like they're worth exploring. And the optional dungeons, the side dungeons, is really pretty pathetic. They're just like, we came up with the three, and it's really only two. Because one of them is just, 25 or 30 battles in a row in an elevator shaft. And the dungeon here that you're supposed to use for grinding is actually really, really short. So they only have like one kind of dungeon in the game. But in this case, it's like, oh, we have a post-story dungeon for the ultimate challenge. But it's like, wow, we've got two post-story dungeons for the ultimate challenge. It's the same dungeon, again, with enemies at higher levels. And that dungeon has already been used in the main story. So they really got kind of lazy with that. But that being said, I'm not quite as prepared as some of the websites I've read have told me you need to be, but those same websites, like, really... I'll drop the name because I'm not really... I'm kind of complimenting them and insulting them at the same time, but like Bright Rock Media was a game site, like ad-supported game site, where I was reading But the other game I was reading about, character guides and stuff, was Trials of Mana, where again they give you information on how to really optimize stuff in a game that is not hard at all, and even tell you, oh, like you can get by with any of these. But at least Trials of Mana has multiple difficulties. In Yakuza Like a Dragon, it really appears you can kind of do whatever the hell you want, and apparently until you get to this dungeon we're about to attempt, none of it matters. But now we're at the point where it might make a difference that we've set things up wrong. And I think we're going to stick with the stuff that we've got now. But when we get to the final battle, we are definitely going to want to switch people out and make them immune to some status effects, because that was by far the thing that was making that final boss fight the most difficult. Remember the game's most difficult dungeon? Well, that was a joke. The true Final Millennium Tower is this game's real challenge. Badasses only. Rec level 99, rec job rank 90. Okay. It's telling you need to be 99, which we are, and job rank 90, which we are, plus, in most cases, having worked other jobs, and so we ought to be fine. And it was recommended levels, not required levels. Although, actually, it said REC, so it could have meant either, but I believe it meant recommended levels. Let's just double check that, though. We're at, for the job levels is what I meant to be looking at. So he's job rank 99 because I made him back to hero. He's job rank 99. Only Psycho's not job rank 99, and she's job rank 96. And she's not job rank 99, but she is rank 99 on other jobs. Well, one other job. She's 99 as a Night Queen. So she got all the attack up boosts. So what'll be interesting to me is to see how much is it going to hurt me not to have Psycho or Aerie in the party as a songstress, or not songstress, what are they called? Idol singer, yeah. Because that apparently is the one unified thing everybody tells you in their online guide for the true Final Millennium Tower is, oh yeah, and if you're going to use one of the girls, make sure they're a healer. Because we will instead be trying to do this using Nanba as a healer, and I don't think he's got a heal all attack. So this could come back to bite. And if it does, we have a failed... we failed on the first attempt at the game's ultimate challenge, which is, you know, fine. But anyway, the Final Millennium Tower, aka not the true Final Millennium Tower, just becomes, for people who are interested in doing the true Final Millennium Tower, the place where you grind for money so that you can get the best gear in the game. But I feel like we probably already have the best gear in the game. I still feel like we're going to be okay, but this will be harder. I'd be curious to see what level all the enemies are at, because they were only in 60 to... It might be possible to skip some battles if I was trying harder. Lance Slammer might be new, maybe? Oh, but they're level 99, okay. Oh, we saw Ichiban almost... Yeah, he's more than half defeated by that one attack, so... Yeah. And there are no retries when you lose a battle. You just lose the battle.
Gonna feel this one.
I got this.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a lot harder.
Take your best shot.
Fearless Resolve.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Don't get cocky.
I'm not backing down.
Fearless Command.
Huh? Come on now. Yeah?
You're gonna get stomped.
No begging for mercy now.
Yeah, this is definitely like that one attack by that enemy took Casca down to less than half health.
You wanna go? Right on.
I'm wondering if I'm already at a position where I'm like, yeah, I need her to be a healer.
I got you.
As much as I like her attack all.
Let's do it. I got this.
You're gonna get stomped.
So essence of heal rupture because he just put his attack up, not his magic. So
Disperse!
it's for your own safety. Please comply with lawful orders. So our attack went down. Yeah, this guy is able to basically... This is the first party we fight here. But they take us down to... This guy takes us down to like less than half.
You're in it now. Get alive.
How did he get another turn so quickly? Yeah, this is definitely way beyond anything that we fought before.
Watch this. How got there are you? Little first aid.
Thanks.
Because that didn't give her enough to get... Yeah, that wasn't enough at all. That wasn't even close to enough. I think I'm going to lose this fight here.
Let's get nutty.
As ludicrous as it sounds, I think I'm going to have to grind and have somebody who can heal all, which would be Psycho. Actually, Aerie already has a lot of skill in that set, though.
Pain in the ass.
The real thing I want to do is... Okay, he's paralyzed. That hopefully will make a difference.
You want to fight?
He's not really a healer. Okay, let's hope we get lucky and Casca doesn't get attacked on the next turn.
Let's go. Do it.
And Casca got attacked on the next turn. Even by the spellcaster guy, it was enough to kill him. I just hit return to title. What is... Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to hit return to title? I don't know why they were doing a countdown if you weren't allowed to... I figured we would continue outside of the tower. Well, there you go. So yeah, basically the game gives you one challenge where every enemy... Because that was the first party, and every enemy is basically capable of beating you in like 2 attacks. So I guess we can do this autosave. How much money do we have, and does it show us here? 46, 46. Okay, so this autosave, we won't have lost our money. Well, there you go. I guess we know better now. So now we got to think about this. I don't have to use the same party. It would be nice, but I could switch things around. Where is Ares' level with... Aerie is at level 99 as an idol, and I thought she had mastered that job. So one thing I could do is put in Aerie as an idol. That will make an immediate big difference. I feel bad for Psycho, but the only other option I've got at this point, I think, would be, because yeah, it's like every turn it looks like we're going to need to do a full party heal. The other option I would have would be to off-screen grind with Psycho until she was level 99 idol, which wouldn't really take all that long, honestly. And it's something I could do Something I could do while watching riff tracks and whatnot. It wouldn't take that long, and she'd have better stats than Eri. But just to get some more out of this video, let's try a simple swap. I think it was recommended that Nanba be in the... it was vaguely recommended that Nanba be a Hosto, where he's level 79 instead of a homeless guy. So his stats would go down. So let's try sticking with homeless guy. The other thing is that, yeah, people have recommended using Zhao and Jun. It seems like the recommended party, from what I remember, is Ichiban. Adachi's recommended just because he's a tank. But Ichiban and Adachi, and then Eri or Psycho as a healer. And usually they're like, you can use Nanba in this class, but you're probably better off using one of these guys. He's mastered the gangster job. So as a gangster, he'd have like 1,600 hit points, 635 attack. What would you have if you went back to Hitman? Lower attack, better magic. Because Nanba honestly is the least useful party member. Although he's got at least some utility. I guess the big thing is you're supposed to take advantage of people's elemental weaknesses in this mode. So let's just try to see, do things instantly get better if we take Psycho out and put in Eri? Because the story's over at this point, so I can do the final dungeon without worrying about whether we're using our favorite story characters. It's not a big, huge deal. Oh, but I'd have to go to Hello Work to change your job. I can't just change it here. That's right. We'd have to go to Hello Work. You know, in that case... Because I was thinking like, oh, I'll just switch them. I'll just straight up switch them out and put in Eri as a... But the fact that we can't change jobs... And now it would be nice if we could change jobs in the post-game anytime we wanted. Didn't have to go to Hello Work to do it. But they don't really consider... I don't think that's considered an inconvenience of... Yeah, that's not meant to be an inconvenience. That's implied by the game rules. And once, like a freemium adventure features, you no longer have to worry. That's just the mechanic they have for switching jobs. So I guess the other thing we could do is just fill out this episode with some darts. Because what I think I'm going to do, I know it sounds ridiculous, one defeat and he's already ready to grind again. I do want to finish with this party. So I think what we might want to do is just, I'll get Psycho to be a... I'll get Psycho to be our healer. Because this is the one time where it's really required to have a healer. I'll either off-screen switch out and put Eri in the party, or I'll get Psycho to be the healer. This is silly. I was going to play darts to pass time. I guess we can do that because we've never done it, but no, what makes sense is to actually just... Let's play with Psycho because we might be saying goodbye to her. Let's go, Ichiban. This doesn't appear to make any difference. It probably gives you... Confirm, throw. Yeah, it probably gives you... Beginner. Oh man, there's multiple grades of darts. I guess I should have read the... I thought I knew the rules.
Don't cry when I win.
Let's make it epic.
I thought I should have read the rules for darts, but... Bull? Why was that bad if I got a bullseye? I was trying to get triple 20, but... Single 12. Okay, apparently that was a terrible score. Luckily, she's even worse than I am.
In there. Wait, what?
Yeah, she just got double bullseye, which gives you
My turn.
positive initial feedback, but then overall score feedback is, wait, what? I don't understand how this is working. Like, I'm aiming for something. Oh, I need to get that in the... Okay, you have to be where you want it and then right in the middle.
Okay.
Yes.
He says okay on the highest possible scoring throw. Now, if you don't know the rules of darts, you have to count down from a certain score, and you have to go out on a double or a triple. But at the beginning, all you're really trying to do is get triple 20 because it's the highest score. So now we're basically even. Well, yeah, we are even. We're both at 153.
Time to seal the deal.
Triple 17. Oh, that will win it for me in one shot. Okay, I'm glad it kind of told me that. Yeah, that's helpful. It tells you something that will win the game in one throw for you. Well, no, triple 17 wouldn't have won it in one throw. What the hell? I'm confused as to why it was telling me to go for triple 17.
Yes.
But yeah, you can storm right down the points and you can have a really hard time finishing the game. You can spend a lot of time with like only a few points left to close out because you have to close out by hitting a double or a triple.
Yes.
And a
Nice.
low ton, I don't know what that means. Apparently this is not quite the game of darts I thought it was, because there's little things going on that don't make sense to me. Bull, triple 19, double 11. Yes, he's single one. That's pretty painful punishment for not quite getting a bullseye.
Nice.
So this is how we're going to close the video. Even though I probably should have just changed area over to a songstress and seen whether the true Final Millennium Tower is doable or not. That's what I should have done.
In there.
But yeah, Psycho's going to win, and that's fine. Nice thing about darts is it is a game that ladies and gentlemen can... Oh wow, she won fairly easily.
Suck.
It usually takes a couple tries to get out once you're closed out at the end, but low ton times 1. I don't know what that means, but don't cry when I win, she said. Yay, darts is pretty fun. Let's do that again sometime. Nope. I'm going to do what we should have done, which is quick change Ares' job and then see if that makes that dungeon more palatable, because if it does, then the answer, like if it's like, okay, this is quite simple, I just need to have airy healing every turn and use the other 3 to whittle the enemies down, great. You're just going to need to have lots of MP restoring items to get through. But if it's still a problem, then I need to grind and get Psycho good to go, because having mastered the Night Queen job and basically mastered the Matriarch job, Psycho will have really good stats by the time she masters the Songstress job. So yeah, like I think what I need to do is just switch to Airy and see if we can win the very first fight, because if we do, we just keep going. And if the very first fight is like, oh wow, this is the first fight, it's only going to get worse, then I'll just it's true. Everything I read about how hard this place is true. It's just that the jump in difficulty from the end of the story to this dungeon is really extreme. I don't know. I mean, do I object to this? That's not uncommon. Like Final Fantasy X is probably my favorite JRPG just because I like the story and the characters so much. And in that one, there is a full-fledged dungeon. The Omega Dungeon is a full-fledged dungeon that is harder than the final dungeon of the story mode. Because it's the car still fucking hits you, you just don't take damage from it if you're in the sidewalk. That's crazy. But, the Omega Dungeon is harder than any other dungeon in the main story. But then the ultimate super bosses are just a collection of individual super bosses. They don't have, like, full-fledged dungeons that are supposed to be way more challenging than anything in the main game. So, and the Omega Dungeon feels like it's not... It's been a long time since I played through the Omega Dungeon in Final Fantasy X, but I don't know if the difference in difficulty between it and the true Final Millennium Tower is quite the same. In the true Final Millennium Tower, there doesn't appear there's going to be any new game mechanics. Enemies, like, you know, Omega Dungeon had, like, multiple enemies who used a Petrify All attack on every turn, so you had to be ready to defend against that. There was really unlikely that the very first time you fought them, unless you had set up for that, it was unlikely you were going to be prepared. But then once you were ready to defend against that, they were still rough, but not unstoppable. But in this game, it's just like everything is exactly the same as it always has been with the enemies. They just have much higher stats.
I'm sure you'll do great.
So, we're kind of at the end of the video, though. I didn't time this right at all. You've got War God, Talisman, and Brawlers. This is MP and Decrease. That's exactly what we want for Aerie. So Aerie's just going to basically steal Psycho's gear. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this. Poor Psycho will have nothing for a while. I'll just... Oh, Cyber Helmet's... Yeah, she's kind of already... She already has identical armor to Psycho. Alright, so here's the basic moment of truth. We're going to go have one battle at the true Final Millennium Tower before we call it a video. And if it goes well, the next video will be us continuing to try to beat the true Final Millennium Tower. And if it doesn't, I'm going to have to go off screen and grind probably. But it'll still, actually, yeah, it'll still just the next battle will be the true Final Millennium Tower. The real difference is, am I going to spend even more time watching riff tracks and grinding on this game one last time? Or are we going to just... Am I just going to accept that Psycho doesn't get to come along for the very... Oh, she's not at full health. Why isn't she at full health? Because she wasn't considered somebody who ate at that restaurant with us? Okay, I kind of thought your whole party got healed. Yeah, but I really didn't time this right at all. Still, though, it's a premium adventure. I had some stuff, like, while coming up with the video descriptions, I had some thoughts about the ending of the game and the final stretches of story that I just kind of failed to capture them here in my own head before sitting down to record. So maybe they will come back into my mind at the end here, too. little disappointed with the ending. The young master decides to change his ways. He's going to go to prison and atone for what he's done. And then maybe someday he'll get out and he'll try to make something good out of himself. And then he gets murdered anyway. It's just kind of a cheap way to end it. It's like, oh well, we can't have Casca kill him. And then they were going to have him commit suicide, but which would have made sense, but I guess they decided it was too obvious. Oh, and the other thing I need to do is I need to figure out where you're supposed to turn in these damn Tojo clan crests. I know we're already gonna run long on this video, but I'm going to put in Google or whatever default browser comes up, Tojo clan crest, just so that window is open when I start the next video. Okay. Where to spend Tojo clan crests? I'm actually searching for it right now. Maybe that's how I could. That's something that I don't know if I want to do that on screen or not. Welcome. Order the recommendation. Yeah, I mean, I do get what they were saying though. I had a lot of fun having Psycho be a useful. Maybe that's what I need to do. We'll keep Eri for the final Millennium Tower, and that way our memories of Psycho are as a badass who was able to inflict damage and didn't have to get turned into a generic healer at the end to support our battles through the final optional dungeon. There you go. Because we didn't use Eri much. Eri's actually, from what I've read, as far as like optimal final stats, she is just a better character than Psycho. But it doesn't apparently make too much difference. Once you've turned them both into heal bots, it doesn't really matter which one you're using. But yeah, she just is because her base class has better skills than Psycho's does, and I guess she gets somewhat better level up bonuses from leveling up her main job, which means that if you were to max out Psycho and Eri both in every single thing, Eri will always come out having better stats and being a better combat character than Psycho, which is a little sad. I don't hate Eri as a character, but she just feels like less of a character based on the fact that she's never connected to the main story. Alright. And apparently it's possible to avoid some combat if you're just running. And if there's ever a place to take advantage, it would be here. So right off the bat, we need to go straight to Magical Concert. Fully restores all HP with miraculous performance. Although she doesn't need to do that in this turn. We could save some MPs by just having her do... Oh.
Don't get cocky.
Never mind, it's only 30 MP. 56 for this, but it also gets rid of status. 30 for this, which this is all HP. And then this is... So we can really save some MP. She was the only one who took damage. Namba took a tiny bit. But as you can see, she heals a lot better than Namba did when he healed once with healing bolus, and we didn't even get enough HP back to survive another attack. Maybe I should have used Melodorous Stench. Treat every fight like a boss fight in this place, you know? Well, he resisted fire, but now at least he's burning, which is probably useful. Let's try Fulminating Forecast. He's weak against that. Did the other guy not even get hit?
Come on. Get serious. Going in.
Would you just walk around? Okay, now he's paralyzed, which is luck we really could have used last time.
Yeah?
Man, he got a perfect guard, and look at all the fucking damage he took.
I got this.
Okay, I am resigned to the fact that you need to have Songstress, because this is clearly meant to be the healing class. Let's see if the 30 MP cost thing fully restores Adachi after that. Okay, it's pretty much... You're not supposed to be able to do this without having a healer. That much we can see. Try to get rid of Mr. 6.
I wouldn't underestimate you.
This does suck. Ultimate stack slap, release German. Let's try release German.
Gotta do something. Let's go.
And I was hoping he would still be down.
This is bad.
This is bad is because of the lowered attack. Okay, so we don't really need to be too worried here.
I'll show you.
She can actually use an attack on this turn.
You sure you want?
Okay, we definitely need to hope Aerie gets it a turn before the rest of these guys do.
Have fun with this. Thunder and lightning. You're weak.
Grand Slammer's got the next turn, so now we really need to hope that he is
Oh yeah?
paralyzed, because they're getting turns really fast. And it's this tur's turn. Okay.
Still fight.
I know. You wanna go?
I have secrets too.
Get
I'm here
serious.
for you.
Thank you.
You sure you can beat me?
Yes.
Okay, it looks like this is going to be a really tough dungeon, but we should have the tools to beat it as we are, without
You're in it now.
without necessarily needing to level up anymore.
Watch this. Come on.
And I think Melodra's Stench might be pretty damn key.
Take your best shot. Come on now.
You sure you want?
Get serious.
Why me?
I got this. Get alive.
I'll show you. Get better.
Probably don't need to be quite so stingy with her MPs.
You want to fight? Let's go.
Paralysis prongs, I feel like, might be released from this.
This is the worst. You're in it now.
While you're down, I guess.
Right.
Get serious.
I have secrets too.
Well, I could have had her use it, or relaxing massage on herself. That's a no. That might be Psycho's technique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting to think we just need to keep enemies paralyzed a lot. It's possible Nanba is not really the best thing that we could have going here, but Melodra's Stench could be quite useful. It is apparent we definitely need a idol for this battle.
I got.
She's got this. What can... Top Hat is probably the best thing, because that could apply some new status ailments.
Weak.
Oh, he's poisoned now. Alright. So this is where we're at. I think we can win. We could have won with Psycho if I had leveled her up as a magical musical lady, but to be honest with you, the specific reason I leveled up Aerie this way was so that there'd be a little difference between her and Psycho. Now we've gone over in this video, but I'm just going to go ahead and let this one be long. And when we come back next time, we're going to keep going on the true Final Millennium Tower. Psycho on the bench, Aerie in as our traditional girly girl healer, and we'll see what happens. And we'll see that next time. Bye-bye.